Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Shades of Sage, where I discuss all things motherhood. So I have been procrastinating on making this video, but I still wanted to get it out since so many of you said that you wanted to see it. I am obviously postpartum now, but I do want to still update on like the last few weeks of my third trimester with my fourth pregnancy, as far as I can remember. So let's go back. So the last video ended with me talking about inducing, and just like some regular aches and pains for the third trimester, or the ones that I can remember. So adding on to that, third trimester, one thing. Oh, we're all outside right now, so it's probably gonna be a lot of background noise. But one thing that definitely was like so annoying that last trimester is the frequent urge to pee. So I was getting up pretty much like every 2 hours, I would say, to use the bathroom. And my room is on the second floor, and there's only one bathroom, and it's on the first floor. So I had to go downstairs and wake up, and sometimes I'd be like, no, I can hold it, but I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep unless I went down, you know, unless I went to use the bathroom first. So that's one thing that really, like I said before in my previous videos, if you watch them, that's just one of those things that come with pregnancy. In the beginning, it's an issue because of hormones, and then at the end of pregnancy, it also becomes, you know, an even bigger issue because the baby is bigger and is pressing on your bladder so much. So yes, that is one thing that I forgot to mention in my last video. Also, I had really bad pregnancy insomnia. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the frequent urge to pee also. Just because I was getting up so often to pee, and then once I would get up to go to the bathroom, then it would be hard to go back to sleep. And sometimes it's just like you know, like my brain was just on 100, just thinking about a whole bunch of things, thinking about things that I wanted to do, things that I still had to get done, or like, you know, like researching different things, watching like a lot of YouTube videos and birth vlogs and stuff like that, and I couldn't just like fall right back to sleep. So yeah, but I do want to mention that the frequent urge to pee kind of prepares you for a newborn's like wake cycles, because they are eating you know, every 2 or 3 hours or so. Especially if you're breastfeeding, it may even be a little bit more often than that. So it kind of prepares your body for that, but it's definitely something that you really can't get around, especially in your third trimester. What else? So insomnia, yes, really bad this time. Frequent urge to pee. Oh, nesting. So nesting, I feel like kind of started early for me. Definitely by the end of my second trimester and through the whole entire third trimester, I was nesting a lot. I remember for my second pregnancy, like I actually had a list of things that I wanted to get done. Like I wrote down a list of things I wanted to get done, and I put it on the refrigerator, and you know, I got those things done, had family help me out to get those things done. This time I didn't write it down, just probably because I didn't have time to, but I had in my head the things that I wanted to get done before I gave birth, you know, before the baby came. And one of them was like cleaning the refrigerator. I tried to put it off for so long. I think the video that I have posted on this channel was the last time that I cleaned the refrigerator. So almost at least 6 months or almost a year ago or whatever. And I was trying to put it off, but I just couldn't. Like every day I went in there, and it wasn't even that bad. Like if you've seen that video, the refrigerator, it wasn't even that bad, and it was even, you know, like more clean this time. But it was just something I just had to do. It had to get done. So I did that. Lots of vacuum cleaning, lots of, you know, just making sure that everything was clean. My room, the kids' room. So yeah, lots of cleaning. Like I went in the kids' room and basically overturned the whole thing, had them help me clean that, you know, underneath the beds and in the closet and everything like that. Another big thing that had to be done, and when I say it had to be done, like I could not sleep unless it was done, was my van being cleaned. And there was a place that I love to get my car done, and it was, you know, priced pretty fairly. And I do have a minivan. I got 3 car seats. Now I have 4 car seats. So, you know, it does get messy. But the place that I used to go to was closed. Like, they closed due to COVID. And then when I called them, they said, oh, we're back open doing interior, you know, detailing again, but not until like the end of March. And I knew the baby would be here before the end of March. So I was like, what am I going to do? I called around and priced places out, but a lot of places were charging like $300 to clean. And I was like, no, that's just too much. But thankfully, my sister Tamani did the van for me. I feel like I paid her pretty fairly. It did take her a while to do, but you know, I made sure she had food and made sure she had lunch and everything. I paid for the, her to clean it, and then I went out and bought the supplies too, and she did like an excellent, phenomenal job. I was so happy when I went out there to go look. Like, I almost cried. And you know, once it was cleaned, then I was able to put the baby's base into the car because I have an infant carrier for him. And that was like the last thing on my to-do list that needed to be done before the baby was born. So yes, nesting pretty hard. I didn't want anything dirty, and thankfully I was able to get everything done on my to-do list as far as, you know, preparing for the baby. I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, still a lot of lower back pain in the last trimester, which, you know, I used my ball that came in handy me doing the like bouncing on it at nighttime, and the hip circles and all of that. What else? I also had like a lot of, I wouldn't even say pressure, but I had a lot of like, I don't even know how to describe it. A lot of like, I don't know. What's a good way to say it? Well, like a lot of pain down there. Like, I felt like things were being ripped apart, if you know what I mean. So that was pretty painful. Like I said, you know, just moving in certain positions, like getting in and out of the bed hurt. Like if I lifted my leg a certain way, or I lifted it too high or something like that, that would hurt. I'm trying to think. Oh, also, I was prescribed iron pills because my iron was low when I did my last like blood work screening that they do at the end of pregnancy. So I didn't end up taking the iron though, which in hindsight now, I kind of wish I did, or at least, you know, like try to boost my iron levels with food that are rich in iron, because that did play a part in some issues that I had during my birth and even now postpartum. But I would definitely fill you in on that when I do like the labor vlog and the and my birth story when I get around to recording that, because I want to go in detail about what happened with that. So yes, iron was low. I didn't test positive for group B strep, so I didn't need that. So for my last growth scan, which was at 37 weeks, the baby was measuring perfectly. Like, he had gained, he wasn't considered IUGR anymore, so they took that off. And actually, I was told, you know, to enjoy the rest of my pregnancy, go home, and you know, I didn't have to come back to the hospital for the weekly NSTs and Dopplers. So that was great, but that but that good news was short-lived for about a week or so, and then we ran into some issues at the end of the pregnancy, because my water had broken, but we didn't know like when it had broken. So I did still end up being induced. But again, I will get into all those details when I do my birth story, because that is leading into, you know, how I gave birth, why, when, all of that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that happened in the last few weeks since the last video. Okay, but I think that's all. I can't remember anything else that was like major during the last trimester. I think I covered everything. At least I hope so. If I remember something while I'm uploading this video, then I would just add that to the description box. Thank you again for all of those who followed me on this pregnancy journey and watched the videos and commented and liked and shared. I definitely appreciate all of you. I know some moms out there that are watching are now postpartum. So, you know, congratulations to you and your babies as well. If there's some videos that you would like to see from me postpartum, so I don't know, or breastfeeding related, because I am breastfeeding, then just leave that down in the comments below and I will start working on those videos, because now that I am postpartum, I kind of have a little bit more like videos that I know that I want to do, that are on my list, that have been on my list for a while. But even if it's pregnancy related, I still can do those videos also. So thank you so much. Off of me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.